Hi parents, it's Mr. Like again. Now we're on to lesson 3, and we're going to be looking at patterns again, this time just in some images. We talked last time about how the sun moves across the sky during the day, and that's kind of how we tell time. Today we're going to link this idea to the idea of seasons, and how the sun is actually higher in the sky in the summertime than it is in the wintertime. So if you took a picture of a shadow in, let's say, December, you're going to have a much longer shadow, let's say at noon, than you would in the summertime. As it turns out, from where we are in Iowa, the sun is never directly right over your head. In order to do that, you have to actually be in the tropics. That's kind of the definition of the tropics. The Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn, is where the sun is at some point of the year over your head. But for us, you're always going to have a shadow, at least a little bit of a shadow, even at noon on the first day of summer, when it's the highest in the sky. So can students find this pattern of how the length of the shadows and the different clues that they have from the pictures and observations that they make to determine what season this is in? Finally, I want to mention the last slide on one of the slides in a lot of these decks is what I call a model tracker. And it starts with, it's a great way for kids to kind of keep notes and keep track of their thinking as their thinking progresses through the unit. So the first column there on the tracker says, what is the question we're trying to solve? And that's pretty much given to you. For instance, how can the sun tell you the season is the question for lesson 3. The second the second column says, what did we do in order to figure stuff out? Well, we looked at pictures. And so this will help clue them into what they actually did in order to figure some things out. The third column is kind of the most important column, and that's what did you figure out in this lesson? What is the summing up thing that you figured out that leads itself to this anchoring phenomenon or how things move in the sky? So what are the pieces of information that they figured out? And you can bullet them, just have the student kind of write them down. And then the last thing is a place where they can actually draw a model that also shows their thinking. Because I think it's a good idea not only to put a bulleted list, but kind of really show your thinking by drawing a model. And I know if they're doing this virtually, it's a little more difficult to draw a model. They could do it in Paint, or they could do it right there on the slide deck, or they could do it on a sheet of paper and take a picture and put it in there if that's what they want to do. Or maybe your teacher will have you skip that step as well. So that slide is actually kind of a really important slide that has students keep track of their thinking all the way to the end of this unit. So if you have any questions, please contact your teacher, or you can contact me at likescience2020@gmail.com, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like science and you like this video, feel free to like this video below and subscribe for future updates.